Do you have a pool filter that's cracked or just needs replacing? In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to swap it out without changing any of the existing plumbing. It's definitely a DIY project, even if you're only a little bit handy. These pool filters generally last between 5 to 10 years depending on where you live. Step 1, identify your filter. First things first, check the sticker on your existing filter for the model number. Once you've got that, look for a matching or updated version online. A lot of times, the new models are improved but still match the exact plumbing and height, which means no cutting, no gluing, and no extra plumbing work. If you want to switch filter designs or sizes, that's a whole nother level of complexity, and we won't be discussing that in this video. In today's video, though, we do have an 11-year-old Pentair cartridge-style filter, the 520 square foot version. There is a tiny crack on the back. It's barely noticeable to the eye, but under pressure it leaks a steady stream of water. And since this is a saltwater pool, that leak is a no-go. Salt water can be brutal to your pool equipment. I actually tried to patch it from the inside using marine epoxy just to see if it would work, but it didn't. I wouldn't waste time trying to do any of that. There's just too much pressure in the system. So I ordered a new filter, same model, and it was about $500 cheaper than the local shop. I paid around $1,400 online, and local retailers and other online retailers wanted $1,900. Now, if you go with the pool service company, they'll want to install it too, which could raise your total cost even more. Quick tip, if you want to make this project a little bit easier, check out the tools and the parts that I used. I've linked them in the video description below. Step 2, prep and safety first. Before you touch anything, double check that your new filter is the correct one, the one that you received in the mail. Don't start disassembling your system until you know it's a perfect match. Trust me, you don't want your pool offline for a week because the wrong filter showed up in the box. These old filters usually get beat up by the sun, and the fiberglass can really irritate your skin. So I like to wear an old jacket and wrap the top with plastic to avoid touching that rough exterior. Next, turn off your pool pump and shut off the breakers to the power. Then open the air relief valve on the top of the filter so the water inside can drain back into the pool. Once the water is mostly out, you can remove the metal band. I personally like the stainless steel oil-filled pressure gauge on my old filter here, so I'm going to be saving it and reusing it. Just wrap the threads with Teflon tape. 2 turns should be enough, and hand tighten it onto the filter. It's easy to over tighten these, and you can crack the plastic, so only hand tight. Step 3, remove the old filter. There's a big drain plug on the bottom of most of these filters to get rid of the last few gallons. It might be stripped or stuck, so you might need to use some pliers, as I did here, and it did work like a charm. Next, you got 2 plastic unions to disconnect. One of mine came off by hand easily, and the other needed a little encouragement from a rubber mallet. Remember, these all are hand tightened, so you shouldn't have to go crazy with tools here. Step 4, install the new filter. Test fit the new filter and see how it lines up. Sometimes those leftover metal studs from the old one might get in the way, so you might need to cut or reposition them like I did. I also reused the existing filter cartridges since mine were still pretty new. I'll save the fresh ones for down the line. Reinstall the top manifold and double check the orientation. Make sure that the air vent is pointed in a direction that makes sense and that the pressure gauge is easy to read from the control panel. The large O-ring around the shell is a pain. Be sure it's seated properly and use more water-based lube to help keep it staying in place. It may take a few tries to get it to stay in place. For me, it took 3. Now tighten the metal band according to the manual. On this model, you'll want the springs to be touching edge to edge. And heads up, the new version requires a deep socket, which I didn't have, so I had to hand tighten mine. Step 5, power up and do some final checks here. Now that we're almost done, open the air relief valve again, flip your circuit breakers back on, and start up the pump. Step back 5 or 10 feet for safety. Once the water shoots out the top, you can close the valve and let the system begin to pressurize. Keep an eye out for drips and leaks around the unions and metal band. Last thing, and this one's important, write down your clean filter pressure. On mine, it's 9 psi. that's your baseline. When it climbs 10 psi higher, that's your cue to clean the filters. No guessing and no wasted time. That's it. You just replace your pool filter without re-gluing or redoing any of your pipes. If this video helped you, check out my other pool maintenance videos. And again, if you're doing this project yourself, I linked everything I used down in the description below to make your job smoother. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.